Welcome to Tea with Lilybet. For those of you who have been watching my channel, you'll know that it's been a really busy time and I've gotten lots of things done around here. But this week things have piled up a little bit and there is a bit of mess and clutter to deal with. So I feel like I need a bit of a catch-up day. I've got a list. There's this really messy corner near the piano. That's a drop zone for me. As a result of some recent declutters and some parcels that have arrived, I've got some boxes and bits and pieces that are getting in the way when I try and access the storage cupboard. And speaking of a storage cupboard, that's also got messy. I take things in and out of that almost every day, and it's just gotten a little bit out of control in there. I've realized it's just one of those high-use spaces that's going to need regular maintenance to stay tidy and functional. What else have I got here? I've got some things on the floor of my bedroom that do need to be sorted and decluttered. The boxes have a mixture of items that I want to keep and some that I want to review and possibly declutter. But for now, I want them out of the way so I can more easily access my dresser. So I just want to find some space for them in my bedroom wardrobe. I might need to shuffle things around to get them into the cupboard. My garbage bin has been on the blink. It's one of those automatically opening ones and I need to change the batteries on that. While I'm doing that, I might as well give it a clean because it does get a bit grotty with use. I can see some tumbleweeds just as I'm speaking here, and I've got smudges on cupboards and the place just needs a going over. So deep breath. I just want to get these things done and make my apartment ready for the week. First thing I want to do is make a little bit of room. I've worked out a priority order for today. I've decided to handle the things that annoy me the most first. And that's definitely the highly visible pile next to the piano. So I'll start with that and then go on to the second most annoying cluttered spot, which is the storage cupboard.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
I'm starting with my messiest shelves, which hold my electronics, charging station, and work bits and pieces. I'm going to get everything out onto the table and see if there's anything that doesn't really belong on those shelves and untangle all those leads I need for the various devices.
Me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know. And I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
This is everything that I took out of the cupboard, plus those bits and pieces on the floor there and the butcher paper. I've got a couple of iPads that I use for my work, an outside light that I was charging. I tend to charge it in that cupboard because I have that charging station. Portable speaker, that's where I charge my phone and my watch. It needs a bit of a clean. Rechargeable batteries, karaoke microphone. This is a little charging box for my new microphone for my videos and for work. This is a power plug for my laptop. Little lavalier microphone. It's white so I can hide it a bit more for some videos. Power cable, some filming equipment, bunch of leads that have gotten very tangled up that I use for my work. Paper for the printer, and that's a carry case for this new microphone that I'm using today. And in the corner there I've got some wipes that I use for my musical equipment and my hands, and some documents that I need to find a place for. These are two of the bags that I use for my musical equipment for work. Those are the containers that I got from IKEA that may be useful for this cupboard. These are the seals for the window and the door, which I still need to install. And Yeah, those are some old boxes from my Italy glasses. And over this side, I've got my little utilities box, which I probably also need to tidy. So the first thing I want to do is wipe down the shelves that I've emptied, and then I'll start to put it all away. Dust really does collect in here. Wipe as well. The lovely Millie is here. Let's move her to the back there. And now for one of the most important tasks, organizing my leads. I rely on these leads so much for all of my client work, for connecting all of my devices together, for my videos and my phone, watch, all of those kind of things. So it's really important that I have a system that actually works. I decided to use the IKEA containers, and it turned out to be the best decision I could have made. It enabled me to separate out the cords by type and store them in a really neat and accessible way. These have to go into the shredding pile, which is up here. This container had a mix of filming gear and power plugs. The filming gear, something that I reach for all the time, and I was always having to navigate around these other things which I don't need as often. It was just creating a bit of stress. So I've decided to recruit another IKEA container and separate those power plugs out, and then I can put them further back in the cupboard and not use prime real estate. This one goes into here. Next, I want to give my household utility box a little tidy up. There are some things that shouldn't be in there, like these remote control brackets. I am planning to mount some of my remote controls on the wall, but until I can do that, I'm going to pop them with the remote controls in the entertainment unit. And now I'm ready to put everything back into the cupboard, hopefully in a more organized and more easily maintainable state. This storage cupboard was only installed around 5 months ago, and it's definitely changed my life, but I'm still learning how best to set it up and use it. So it may be that I end up making further changes to the way I organize it over the next year or so. The devices that I keep on my charging shelf are constantly being moved in and out of this cupboard, depending on which client I am seeing. I've decided to place the devices in a U-shape around the edges of this shelf so I can see each one and grab it quickly to pack. But I know it's going to be an ongoing challenge to keep this shelf tidy. There's no space on the charging shelf for the leads, so they'll go in the shelf above next to the printer. I didn't like the black container in front like that, so I decided to swap it for the pink one, and I think it looks much better. I just needed to do a few tweaks on the top shelves, but I got everything in. I have this bag that I use all the time for work. I need to be able to empty it and hang it somewhere. To make space to hang the bag, I had to move some of the larger instruments around and remove one of the guitar cases that I don't use very often, but now I'll need to find another place to store that. This bag seems to mysteriously disappear whenever I need to take it to a client, so I'm hoping this will resolve the problem. I've used a 3M hook, and I'm just going to let it stabilize overnight before I hang up the bag. One quick wipe of some of the other surfaces, and this cupboard is done. So I want to take a moment to appreciate how much better it looks now. It was time to quickly sort out some of the smaller tasks before moving on to the bedroom, including emptying the bin, changing over the batteries, and giving it a little clean. And thanks to Faye for suggesting I put something under the air fryer to protect my kitchen bench. This one is specifically recommended for Custodian air fryer, so I'm hoping it will be sufficient. I also quickly replaced one of the lights on the range hood and put the mesh filter in the dishwasher to be cleaned. And the final task in the kitchen was to wipe down the stovetop and some of the fingerprints on the cupboards that were bothering me. So these are the boxes that I want to put away into the closet. I've got some gym tops and sports bras, and I've got some handbags. These two are items that I'm going to be decluttering. There are some other items in here that I want to have one more look at before I declutter them. So I want to put these away, and maybe I can make room for some of these in the dresser. This drawer's got some items in it that I don't access that often. Some bags and that sports hat and some of those belts and things. So I'm wondering if I can put my sports bras in here and move some of these into that container and put it into the closet. This one is a bag that I use for my walks, so I want this one to go back in here. Maybe this sports hat can stay because it'll go with these other sports items. And there's room for these belts too. And the silver belt I don't wear a lot, but it'd be nice to keep with the other belts. Okay, that's going to work well. And then these bags, which I don't change over as often, can go in this little box. I've kept the beanies in here because it's still winter and I'll need them for at least another month or two. That's the sportswear that I want to put in here. It's mainly sports bras, but I've also got some leggings, and then the belts are here, and my little cap that I use for walks sometimes, and then this is the main bag that I like to use for walks. That was a good little reorganization. So this is the closet. On this side are all my shoes, and that's all fine. But I've got these bits and pieces here that could be a little bit neater. So I want to get all of these things out and reorganize this space a little bit. Let's just get these out, including the weights. They can just go on the ground, I think.
Sing, won't you sing with me? Leave everything for me. Stay the night. Oh, miss your flight. Walk through the rain with me. Get soaked to the skin, feel free. Shut the world out. Let's hang out. Oh, I used to see in colors, now it's gray. Till I met you.
I think there may be some space up the top. Yeah, there is some room up here. So I'm going to move some of these shoes that I don't use as often a little bit back. Yeah, that's perfect up there. And maybe the brown bag with the decluttering items can go in there as well. Hopefully. These will go in here too. Yep, that's perfect. That is fantastic. I wouldn't mind putting some of my fitness gear into one of these containers, but just easier because it would stand them up a little bit better. And let's put the weights in. I need a more permanent solution for these weights, like a little case or something like that. But until I do, they can just go into this box. The yoga bolster can go in there, and hopefully the roller will fit in here too. Perfect. And then this other box with my bags and bits and pieces can go here. I think the guitar case is going to go into the bed if there's room. Yes, there's room. I really wanted a place to put my backpack, and I think I'd have just the place here, just in here. That's great. Maybe turn it around. You can see it a little bit better. That's perfect. I'm not sure if I want to keep this gray Eiffel Tower cushion, but I'm also not ready to declutter it, so I'm just going to put it up at the top of the closet as well. That's all looking good. Pop this away.
Tonight we'll turn minutes into days. Tonight we'll turn minutes however we end. Tonight we'll turn minutes into days.
What a long day that was, but the apartment is looking so much better, and I feel well and truly ready to face the week. Let's take one last look, and you can tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. And if you're new to Tea with Lilybet, I would love to welcome you as a subscriber. So thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.